Enter.
Hello, I am Amika Mentor, the president of the Erickson Tenant Union, and also I am here on behalf of Wilbus Arlington too. I am calling to update you guys on still what is a problem up here in these apartments owned by Redwood and managed by KMG. I recently got a phone call this morning. A mother was giving her baby a bath and the faucet was so loose inside the tub, it flew off and hit her baby in the face, and she had to go take her baby to the hospital. Her baby now, 1 year old, now has stitches in his face. I also want to talk about that people are still having rodent problems. They're still have roaches and everything crawling around their apartments. Sewage still coming up out their drains. So, like I said before, I'm asking for help. I'm asking you guys to speak out to see what we can do to move forward. Because the problem is not going to go away. KMG is not working with the tenants. I have not spoken to them. I'm still waiting on a toilet from December 14th. That is still leaking, and because it's leaking, roaches are crawling all in my bathroom trying to get the water. So I'm asking for funds to help build complexes for these tenants. I'm asking just for help because we deserve equitable housing up here. We should not be treated like we're in a third world country. Somebody has to do something, and immediately. Thank you.
Mrs. Mentor, thank you so much for sharing. Pastor Harrison?
Good morning, everyone. Well, good evening. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I am here to comment on the story that was reported in the Akron Beacon Journal. It concerns me greatly because this is a textbook lynching of a voice and strangulation of a voice. I certainly do not mean to say that there may not be cause for this, but I will say that there's a precedent that whenever a voice of dissent is launched, attacks like these seem to come frequent to those who are speaking in public. I want to bring everyone's attention back to 2015 when then-to-be Mayor Gary Moneypenny physically assaulted a council member to the point where he left marks on her arms. That was not intimidation. That was a sexual assault. And it was not investigated as such. And the ideal that the woman did not want to make a complaint should not matter. She was assaulted, and there was no action taken by the council. Councilman Bob Hoke verbally assaulted 2 African-American council members, and action was taken, but it was only after that action was forced. This scares me as a Black man, and every Black man that speaks out should be afraid. Every person who speaks out runs the risk of accusations that may or may not be true, but the appearance is they are not true. With the city administration issuing letters against Derek Hall and Dr. N.J. Akbar with the Akron School Board, it seems to be a pattern that when a Black man speaks out, someone is going after him for some reason. If this is not a legal lynching, it looks like a legal lynching. I would ask council to look back at the conduct that has happened in council and really question why the same rules were not applied. And again, I don't want to minimize anyone's pain, hurt, But I do want to say that if the rules are going to be applied evenly, then let's apply the rules evenly. But this is what systematic, institutionalized racism looks like. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Harrison. Dean McCall?
Good evening. Named Dee McCall. I'm a community organizer with the Freedom Bloc. We believe that those closest to the pain need to be closest to the power in order for structural change to come to fruition. We must heal our communities in a way that allows for new leaders to emerge and become more involved civically. Grassroots organizing will be the foundation of ensuring that Black and poor people are treated with humanity and dignity. And we do have leaders in our space that we're actively organizing with, and we need to make sure that we're actively listening to those. Councilman Resniel is a great man. I have had many great interactions with him, and I have never experienced any issues for him. And just as a context for the world, for public, it was on Zoom. How does one bully someone on Zoom with other people around? So just to bring context to light, it's real hard to bully somebody on Zoom when there are many people around. So as the pastor was saying, this is somewhat bullying, and we are the advocates of the people. And when it just so happens to be a person who is speaking out, they get issues. So let's keep it with the facts. And whoever those people are that's trying to really create issues, these are the people who are really talking on behalf of the people. And I am also one of those people that speaks on behalf of the community. We're closest to the pain, and we're actually working toward getting solutions. And this issue that we're talking about should not be discussed. There are people truly dying. There are people actively living in a state of emergency. And y'all talking about somebody getting bullied on Zoom. Like, we need to create better solutions for housing. We need to create equitable solutions and access to resources. This is a community that has been affected by the opioid epidemic, and those people that are affected by the opioid epidemic has a lack of access to opportunity to truly get help. There are a lot of people in the reentry community that are not actively having access to housing. There are many people that do not have access to housing, and we talking about somebody getting bullied on Zoom. We need to really bring the fact of the matter that things are really messed up right now, and we need to talk about what's truly important. And people's lives in these housings is really at hand. It's a state of emergency. And we need to hold these landlords accountable, and truly everyone who signs these permits off stating that these units are livable. True accountability must be had, and we're starting with our community leaders, which is city council. And re-election is coming up. So I hope that you all reconsider your re-election, because the people are watching y'all.
You've reached your time frame.
But we've been talking about this for quite some time.
Dee, thank you so much. Your time is up. I appreciate all the comments and all those who have participated.